All the gods feared love, because they knew the most beautiful force in the world was born from cosmic blood and rage. Who would have thought the goddess of beauty would light the fire of history's greatest war?
Hello, professional myth enthusiasts and all the eternal companions of @mr.story_21. We've previously seen how the War of the Titans changed the world order, we got to know the insane powers of Hercules, and we explored the dark tragedy of Medusa, whose gaze became a victim of the gods' hatred. But today, we want to talk about the most powerful, most beautiful, and perhaps the most dangerous force on Olympus. A force no god, not even Zeus, could resist. Aphrodite. We are not just going to tell you the story of Aphrodite's beauty. Today, we're going to understand how she was born from cosmic blood and rage. Why she was forced to marry the ugliest god, how she brought shame upon Olympus, and how one decision started the greatest war in Greek history. Guys, this video is full of details you rarely hear. So to support this massive, dramatic love story, hit the like button right now. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and activate the bell so you don't miss any of these ancient secrets. Let's go. Part 1. The secret of Aphrodite's birth. Born of rage and sea foam, the mythological era. First of all, you should know that these stories do not belong to a specific date, but belong to the mythological era of Greece. The roots of these tales go back to the ancient Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations, around 1600 to 1200 BC. But poets like Hesiod and Homer wrote them down around the 8th century BC. That means these stories have been passed down for thousands of years. Now back to Aphrodite. Her lineage is not fully Olympian. She descends from the Titans and the primeval gods, the blood of the sky. The story began when Cronus, the god of time, used his sickle to castrate his father, Uranus, god of the sky. Birth from foam, Uranus's severed organ fell into the sea and mingled with the water. From this mixture of blood and sea, foam, Aphros, appeared, and Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, emerged fully grown from the sea and reached the shores of Cyprus. Key point. This birth from rage and primal elements gave Aphrodite a power that set her apart from all other gods, the power to change free will and to incite passionate desire in all beings. Part 2. The forced marriage and the shame of Olympus, Hephaestus and Ares. When Aphrodite arrived on Olympus, her dazzling beauty made every god fall in love with her. Zeus, fearing that a civil war among the gods, similar to the War of the Titans, might begin again, made a strange decision. The husband's details. Aphrodite was forced to marry Hephaestus, the lame, ugly god of the forge and craftsman. Hephaestus was an Olympian, born of Hera alone, but he often worked his forges under volcanoes or on the island of Lemnos. The arrangement. This was not a romantic acquaintance, it was a direct order from Zeus. He forced Aphrodite to marry Hephaestus to quench the flames of jealousy from other gods. True love on the battlefield. Aphrodite, who loved beauty, passion, and excitement, could not remain faithful to this marriage. She fell in love with Ares, the god of war. The scandal, Hephaestus, aware of the betrayal, installed an invisible, ultra-strong net in their bed. Ares and Aphrodite were trapped in this net, and Hephaestus invited all the Olympian gods to witness their shame. This great scandal was deeply humiliating for Aphrodite. Guys, did you see how even the gods were not safe from love and jealousy? If you love these details, comment right now and tell us, was Aphrodite to blame for this marriage, or was it Zeus? And of course, if you want to see stories similar to Medusa's sooner, don't forget to like. Part 3. The secret of the magic girdle, the weapon of power and deception. Aphrodite possessed a hidden weapon far more powerful than any hero's sword, the magic girdle, which in Greek was called kestos himas, the nature of the power. This girdle didn't just make her beautiful, it contained all the charms, desires, and seductive powers. Anyone who wore it instantly aroused intense passion and interest in others. Even being the goddess of love and beauty was incomplete without this girdle. The use by the gods. Aphrodite sometimes lent this girdle to other goddesses to help them achieve their goals. The most famous case was lending it to Hera, Zeus's wife. The secret to deceive Zeus. Hera borrowed the girdle from Aphrodite when she wanted to distract Zeus so she could secretly help her allies on Earth. By using the girdle's power, Hera so completely enthralled Zeus that he became totally oblivious to the war and events on Earth. This shows that Aphrodite's power reigned supreme, even over the king of the gods. Part 4. The Golden Apple and direct involvement in the Trojan War. Aphrodite's greatest legacy was her involvement in the destiny of the entire Greek civilization. The beauty contest. At the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, a golden apple inscribed "To the fairest goddess" was thrown. 3 goddesses claimed it: Athena, Hera, and Aphrodite. The fateful bribe. The judgment of this contest was entrusted to a mortal prince named Paris. Aphrodite offered the smartest bribe. She promised Paris that she would make Helen, the most beautiful mortal woman, who was already married to King Menelaus, fall in love with him. The start of the greatest war. Paris chose Aphrodite, and she fulfilled her promise. Helen, the queen of Sparta, fell for Paris and ran away with him. This incident directly led to the start of the 10-year Trojan War. Protection of the lovers. Aphrodite did not just start the war, she directly intervened. She repeatedly saved Paris from death. When Paris was nearly killed by Menelaus, Aphrodite enveloped him in a mist and miraculously transported him from the battlefield to Helen's bedroom. Wounding by a mortal. One of the most dramatic moments was when Aphrodite rushed onto the battlefield to save her son, Aeneas, born from her mortal lover Anchises. A mortal hero named Diomedes attacked Aphrodite directly and wounded her. The goddess's retreat. Aphrodite, who never expected a mortal could injure her, fled in terror to Olympus and sought comfort from her mother, Dione, to soothe her pain. This showed that her power, in terms of physical combat, was less than that of gods like Ares. Final summary and powerful call to action. Well, friends, that was the complete story of Aphrodite, a goddess born from cosmic blood and rage, who hid the absolute power of love in her girdle and even descended to the battlefield of Troy. Aphrodite teaches us that love is beautiful, wild, and the most dangerous force in the world. To support this long and detailed content, 1. Introduce this video to other enthusiasts with your passionate likes. 2. Tell us in the comments, was Aphrodite a victim of a forced marriage or responsible for the Trojan War? 3. And don't forget, if you love this channel and want to see more fascinating stories like the labors of Hercules, the saga of the War of the Titans, and the secrets of Medusa, be sure to subscribe to at mr.story_21 and activate the bell. Until the next adventure, lovers and myth enthusiasts, may you be under the protection of beauty. Farewell.